And greetings everybody, and welcome to another JeSter Reviews. And today I would like to bring you a new addition to my fleet. And surprisingly enough, this is a T5-U ship. It's actually the Andorian Charal Escort T5-U. Now the reason why I've picked this ship up is because I've started an Andorian character and I wanted to keep it as close to theme as possible. So I decided that I would, what finances allow, that is, that I would pick up all the T5-U Andorian ships and then begin to work my way through all the T6 Andorian ships, which at some point I'd change to T6X, I should imagine. But anyhow, coming back to the Andorian Charal Escort, I've used it now on a few occasions, and this is predominantly a cannon build, and I've had some great fun with her. So I thought I would bring this to your attention because a lot of emphasis nowadays in Star Trek Online has been on T6 ships, or T6X ships now, as they are now coming to pass. And I just wanted to bring some attention back onto T5-U ships, because not all T5-U ships are all that bad, to be honest with you. And I think I might do a little bit more work on these T5-U ships as well. As you can see, it's typically Andorian in design. It does have the Bal vanity shield on, which does make it quite difficult to see against the backdrop of space. But I do like that Bal vanity shield, to be honest with you. But as you can see, she's a very chunky machine. Very sturdy, very sturdy. Now this comes as part of a bundle of ships, and we'll just take a look at them right now. Okay, so this bundle of ships actually comes at a cost of 5,000 Zen, or can be bought separately for 2,500 Zen. I bought the Shiral Escort for 2,500 Zen. Actually, I think it was a bit less because it was a sale. I did intend to buy the bundle, but I just didn't have enough funds, so I've chosen to just pick them up as and when there is a sale. As you can see, each of the ships, the Shiral, the Kamari and the Kaizen Escorts, all share similar characteristics, apart from the bridge officer seatings and the consoles. If we go down to the consoles, we see the Shiral has 4 tactical, 4 engineering, 2 science. The Kamari has 5 tactical, 3 engineering, 2 science, and the Kaizen Escort has 4 tactical, 2 engineering and 4 science. I chose the Charal Escort as my first ship to use because it seemed a more well-rounded ship to pick from the other two. It seemed to have a bit of everything that I was looking for. But as I say, I will pick up the other two as and when I can. Each ship comes with its own unique console. The Shiral comes with the wing cannon platform, or wing cannon platforms even, while the Kamari Escort comes with the phaser dispersal array. The Andorian Kaizen Escort comes with the tachyon induction relay. Now the reason why I would like to pick all of these 3 ships up is because these 3 consoles, when equipped together, form the Andorian assault set. So the Andorian assault set, when you have all 3 of these consoles, all 3 consoles can be equipped on a single Andorian ship, completing the Andorian assault set and providing a bonus called wing cannon synergy, which allows the wing cannons to benefit from the player's tactical skills of cannon rapid fire and cannon scatter volley, making the wing cannons very palpable weapons. Now I've actually used the wing cannon platforms on the ship that I've got, the Shiral, and I quite like them. I think it's an excellent piece of kit, and I would highly recommend it. And I'm looking forward to getting the other two consoles. Now the downside to this equation is that these three consoles do take up 3 console slots, and whether or not we can do better with other consoles, well, I just don't know until I test them out and test them against some other consoles I have. So what I will do is, when I do that, I'll report back to you and let you know. Okay, let's move on to the build. So here we are back in Earth Space Dock. So without further ado, let's take a look at the build, shall we? So as you can see, this is a cannon build with 5 weapons to the front and 2 to the rear. The first weapon we come to is the phaser quad cannons, and these come from the Sao Paulo variant of the Defiant T4 ship, which is available from the Zen store. The next wide arc phase cannons, these are a lobby item, a part of a 3-piece set. I'm only able to equip one piece of that set. I'm saving up my lobby, and once I have enough, I'll probably pick up the other 2. Next is the Andorian phase and dual heavy cannons. For the simple reason is it's an Andorian ship, and I would like some Andorian cannons on it, and I like the colour, which is blue. Next is a really good piece of kit. Highly recommend this. It's the Terran Task Force Phaser Dual Heavy Cannons. And for any high-end cannon builds, all your experienced players will use this item. And this is part of your Terran Task Force Reputations tab, which is, where is it? It's here. There we go. Next is your Kumari phase wing cannons, which comes with the ship, and I've put the modifiers on here is critical X and damage times 3. Quite like these cannons. They're really good. I really do like them. Highly recommend them, but they only come with this ship. In the rear we have the heavy biomolecular phaser turret, and this is part of a set, but I'm only using this particular piece, and it's part of the Reputations tab, species 8472. It's down here somewhere. And next is another Andorian phaser turret. Again, purely and simply, it's an Andorian phaser turret, and it fires a very, very cool blue coloured cannon. They're exactly the same as normal phasers, except they are just blue. Okay, moving to the deflector. I'm using the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector. The impulse engines is the prevailing innovated impulse engines, which is part of the counter command reputation set. Just going back to this, the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector, you can get this from your fleet colony if you've reached the required stages in your fleet colony's development, and obviously if you've qualified to purchase it. Moving on to the warp core, I'm using the mycelial harmonic matter antimatter core. Now, having said that, I was watching a channel the other day, which has been a great inspiration to me, called the Augmented Dictator, or Oggy for short, who has his own channels and does some quite high-end builds. And I noticed that he was using a Terran Task Force warp core. Have I got one of them? Yes, I do. And he was using this for the 7.5%, which adds to the weapon power, to the auxiliary power as bonus power. So I thought, I'll give that a go. So there we go. I've not got it to epic. It's ultra rare, but we'll give it a go anyway. Now, I'm not a master builder, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I am willing to try different builds. So if this works, yeah, credit to the Augmented Dictator, and I would highly recommend checking his channel out as well. By the way, in the early days of my YouTubing, he was very supportive of me, and I really appreciate that. Moving on to the shields, I'm using the Tilly's Review shield, which is part of the Discovery set. We've spoken about the aft weapons. Moving down to the experimental weapons, I'm using the experimental dual warhead launchers, which I quite like these, to be honest with you. So we'll give that a go. Devices, red matter capacitor. I'm going to change that. I keep getting into a nasty habit of putting it in. We can actually take that from our inventory. So I'm going to change it out for a energy amplifier battery. Engineering consoles, the universal wing cannon platforms, which came with the ship. Bio-neural infusion circuits, which is part of everybody's standard build now, and we only use it really now for the 26.2 critical severity, more or less. Yes, the 29.5 starship hull capacity is handy, as is the 29.5 starship control expertise. I also like using Trillium deplating. This is a free item. I believe this is, I think it's Ragnarok got it from. I'll check that out and let you know below. But it is free, so why not use it? Moving on, another lobby item and another standard part of my build is a tachyokinetic converter. Again, 39.4 flight turn rate, 1.3 critical chance and 13.1 critical severity. Universal dynamic power redistributor module. Now I have to apologise to most players if you're watching past YouTube reviews. Because in the past I've told you that you can acquire this off the exchange if you're a KDF aligned player. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. I mean, yes, you can still purchase it off the exchange if you're a Romulan or KDF player, but you will pay a huge amount of EC for it. So yes, sorry about that. The only way you can acquire this now is either by paying a huge amount of EC on the exchange for Klingon and Romulan players. If you're a Federation Aligned player, the only way you can get this is by winning the Atlas or picking up the Atlas on the exchange, which has also gone up in price. I saw one the other day which was 1.4 billion EC. Yeah, silly amount, isn't it? Anyhow, moving on to the Bounty Hunter's Friend, which is another lobby item, and this is giving me 39.4 energy damage resistance rating and 29.5 starship shield restoration and minus 10% power cost. In the tactical consoles, I am running 4 tactical vulnerability locators for cannons, and each one of these is giving me a 1.9 critical chance and a 32.8 cannon weapon damage. And finally, I'm running the Lorca's custom fire control console, which is giving me a 3.9 critical chance, 7.9 weapon power setting and 157.5 starship shield penetration. I did toy with putting the dual heavy beam bank on this ship to get the 2-piece set. What would that give me actually? Let's have a look. Yeah, 1% critical severity above 20 seconds stacks up to 25 times. Well, we'll stick with cannons. We'll stick with cannons for now. So now I just want to take this opportunity to thank three of my colleagues in my fleet, Ant, Becky and Katrina. I'd like to offer special thanks to Ant, who helped me with the build a while back and advised me on making sure that I keep my builds all one weapon type, because I did have some builds where I had beams and cannons, and it did a parser check for me and showed me that some of the weapons I were using were simply not performing as high as they should have been. So thank you to Ant for that advice. Moving on to the masteries, we have tier 1 precise weapon systems, +5 accuracy rating. Tier 2 increased defense, +5 defense rating. Tier 3 +10% kinetic damage, +10% energy damage. And tier 4 increased critical chance, 2.5% critical chance. I could put a fifth one on if I took it to a T5UX, but I thought we'll give it a try first, how we are as is. Where are we here? Stats. Hull 81,652. Shields 16,000. Resists up at the 40%. Accuracy rating, yes, that's dropped to 22. I wonder if we can better that. Let's have a look. See, I do like this for the hull healing. I tell you what, I wonder if I drop that and put in the universal weapon sensor, because that's going to give me more accuracy rating. It has, it's bumped it up. It's dropped the resists down, and the shields have dropped a little bit as well. Yeah, that's... Well, we'll give that a go. We're committed now, aren't we? Critical chance, 42.6%. Critical severity, 171.1%. Stations. We have a Lieutenant Universal Station, which I've equipped as a science. We have a Commander Tactical Station. Now, for some reason, don't know why I've done that, so I'm going to change that. I think we'll focused assault in there. So we have a Commander Tactical Station. We have a Lieutenant Commander Tactical Station, and we'll swap that one out for that. There we go. We have a Lieutenant Engineering Station, and we have an Ensign Engineering Station. Okay, so let's go take a look at the bridge, which I think is similar to the Andorian Charal Escort, the T6 ship, which I reviewed earlier on in the year, or previous year. But we'll take a look at it anyway, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So I shall see you in just a moment. Okay, so here we are on the bridge. If we go over here, this is the duty officer's console. This is the library console, and this is the bank. Now this is one of those ships that yeah, you can't get off. Yep, can't get off there, can't get off there, but you do have a ready room. But we'll just check here now. Yes, so here we have a ready room, which ironically, I think there must be some temporal issues going on here, some temporal displacement, because we have the same view at the front of the ship as in the rear. Yes, that's quite disturbing. I'm going to have a word with number one about that. Number one, has there been any sort of temporal displacements? Because we seem to be facing, you know, in the same direction at both ends of the ship. How on earth can that be? You have no idea. Well, can you please look into it? 'Cause it is rather disconcerting. I look out of my ship at the rear and I see what's going on at the front. How do we know that that's the front and not the rear? And how do I know that that's the rear and not the front? Me too. I'm confused. Yes. Anyway, carry on. You're doing a splendid job. Hello there, Mr. Romulan person. How are things? I realise only 2 of you on the bridge today. Where is everybody? They're on vacation. Vacation? Not told me. Right. Oh well. Okay. Right. Well. Yes. Well. Carry on. Right. So going back to the ready room. It's very sparse in here, isn't it? It's not too bad. No fish tanks. Yeah. Even though the window is showing the front of the ship, which should be another view, but anyway. You'd have thought they'd have paid a bit of attention to that, wouldn't you? Unless it's a picture. It looks like a window to me. Anyway, right, well, apart from that, there's not really much to see on this bridge. It's very, very small. What on earth are these things here? Very strange tilty type lamps. You know, I mean, if you get into battle and you fall over, you could injure yourself on them, couldn't you? Yes, well, very Spartan indeed. But nonetheless, a very, very nice bridge. I do quite like it. As bridges go, it's okay. I do quite like it, in fairness. Yeah, I do quite like it. Apart from these very strange lampshades and things, which I'm not quite sure what purpose they serve, other than lighting the floor. But there is sufficient light in here for me to see what I'm doing. But anyhow, right. So, enough of me waffling. Let's take her into harm's way and see how she performs, shall we? So, I'll see you in just a moment and we'll do a Japori run. Okay, so here we are on a Japori run. So, let's give it a workout, shall we? Let's see if we can melt this guy. Whoa! Dear me. Lordy. Now that's the first time that's ever happened to me, where I've actually killed that ship in one fell swoop. I think we'll put a bit of speed on as well. That has taken me a little bit by surprise, I have to admit. I have to say, that was really, really enjoyable. I didn't realise cannons could be so much fun. Wow, that was... Yep, going to have to do a bit of clever flying here. Whoa. give this guy the good news. Well, I'm very impressed with this ship. My word, that was really enjoyable. I really enjoy that. I haven't had this much fun in ages. Well, there we go. I really enjoyed that little tear up there. That was really good. And thank you to the Augmented Games Dictator for that recommendation with the Terran Task Force Warp Core. I think that did pay dividends. That was incredible. I would say that has to rank as one of my best runs that I've done on the Japori run at this level. You can actually see the wing cannons as well that come with this ship that are patrolling around for me. And for a T5-U ship, I have to say I was thoroughly impressed with that display. Right, well, without further ado, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're watching this and you haven't already subscribed. I really do appreciate it when people subscribe to my channel. I also appreciate it when people give me a like. Gives us a great lift, does that. But anyhow, until next time, this is JeSter signing off.